Diana, I've noticed you've been distant lately. You seem preoccupied, and I can't help but feel like there's something weighing on you. What's going on?
Nothing, Collins. I'm fine, really. It's just, you know how life can get overwhelming sometimes. Work has been stressful, and I guess it's just catching up to me.
I understand work can be tough, but this feels different. It's like you're here, but your mind is somewhere else. You're not yourself, Diana. I can see it in your eyes, the way you've been acting. Something's bothering you. Please, talk to me.
Collins, you're imagining things. I promise, there's nothing wrong. I've just been tired, that's all. Maybe I haven't been sleeping well, or maybe it's just one of those phases we all go through. I'm okay.
Diana, we've been married long enough for me to know when something's off. You're not just tired, and this isn't just a phase. You've been quieter, more withdrawn. I can feel the distance between us, and it's tearing me apart not knowing what's causing it. I need to know what's going on in that head of yours.
You're overthinking this, Collins. I promise you, there's nothing to worry about. I'm just trying to deal with things on my own. I didn't want to burden you with every little thought that crosses my mind. I'm okay, really.
It's not a burden, Diana. I'm your husband, I'm here to share your burdens, to help you through whatever you're dealing with. But I can't do that if you shut me out. I love you, and it hurts to see you struggling with something you won't share with me. You don't have to face it alone, whatever it is.
I know, Collins. And I appreciate how much you care, how much you want to help. But sometimes, we all need a little space to figure things out on our own. I just need some time to sort through my thoughts. I promise, if there was something seriously wrong, I'd tell you.
Diana, I don't want to push you, but I can't shake the feeling that there's more to this than you're letting on. I miss the way we used to be, so open and close. Now, it's like there's this wall between us, and I don't know how to break through it. Please, if there's anything at all, you need to tell me, just say it.
Collins, you're reading too much into this. I'm not hiding anything from you. It's just been a rough few weeks, that's all. I need you to trust me when I say I'm fine. Please, let's not make this into something it's not.
I do trust you, Diana. But trust goes both ways. If there's something bothering you, I want you to trust me enough to share it with me. I'm here for you, no matter what. I just want us to be okay.
We are okay, Collins. I promise. Maybe I just need a little time to recharge, to clear my head. But I don't want you to worry. I'm fine, and we're fine. Everything's going to be okay.
All right, Diana. If you say you're fine, I'll believe you. But please, remember that I'm always here for you. You don't have to carry any burden alone. We're in this together.
I know, Collins. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you for being so understanding, for always being there. I love you.
I love you too, Diana. Just promise me, if there's anything you need, anything at all, you'll come to me.
I promise, Collins. You're my rock, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Diana, I'm truly shocked. I never imagined you were carrying something like this. Why, Diana? Why did you keep this hidden for so long? Why did you lie about it?
I was afraid, Pastor. Terrified, really. When I met Collins, I saw a chance for a fresh start, a new life. I didn't want to ruin it by bringing my past into it. I thought, if I just buried it deep enough, it would stay in the past, and I could move on. But I was wrong. It never really goes away, does it?
No, Diana, it doesn't. The truth has a way of surfacing, no matter how deeply we try to bury it. But you know this, why didn't you trust that God's grace could cover even this? Why didn't you trust Collins enough to share this with him?
Because I was scared, Pastor. Scared that he'd leave me, that he'd see me differently. I was ashamed of what I'd done, ashamed of the person I was before. Collins is such a good man, and I didn't want to taint our relationship with my past mistakes. I thought I could protect him, protect us. But now, it's come back to haunt me, and it's threatening to destroy everything I've tried to build.
Diana, you've been carrying this burden alone for so long. I can only imagine the weight it's placed on your heart. But you know that hiding the truth only deepens the wound, don't you? The fear you felt, it's understandable. But lying, even by omission, has its consequences, as you're seeing now.
I know, Pastor. I know I was wrong. I should have told Collins from the beginning, but I was weak. I just wanted to hold on to the happiness I'd found with him. Now, I'm afraid it's too late. Tony's back, and he's threatening to expose everything. I can't live like this anymore, constantly looking over my shoulder, fearing the day Collins finds out the truth from someone else.
Diana, this is a difficult situation, but it's not hopeless. The truth is painful, yes, but it also has the power to heal. You need to tell Collins he deserves to hear this from you, not from someone else. You must face this head-on, with honesty and humility. That's the only way forward.
I don't know if I have the strength to face him alone, Pastor. The thought of seeing the hurt, the disappointment in his eyes, it's more than I can bear. Will you help me? Will you help me tell him? I don't think I can find the words on my own.
Of course, Diana. I'll be there with you when you speak to Collins. This is your truth to share, but I'll help guide the conversation, and I'll be there to support you both. We'll approach this together, with prayer and with grace. You're not alone in this.
Thank you, Pastor. I've been so consumed by fear, by guilt. I don't even know who I am anymore. I just want to make things right, even if it costs me everything. Collins deserves the truth, and I owe him that much.
And you're doing the right thing by seeking to make amends, Diana. It takes tremendous courage to face the truth, to admit our mistakes and ask for forgiveness. But you're taking that step, and that's where healing begins. Trust in God's mercy, and trust that Collins, too, will find it in his heart to forgive.
I hope you're right, Pastor. I'm so scared, but I know I can't keep running from this. I'm ready to face whatever comes, even if it means losing everything. I just need to ask for his forgiveness, to tell him how sorry I am, and to pray that he can find it in his heart to forgive me.
Let's take this one step at a time. First, we'll pray together for strength and wisdom. Then, we'll go to Collins, and you'll tell him everything. No matter what happens, Diana, remember that God's love for you is unchanging. You're seeking redemption, and that's a powerful act of faith.
Thank you, Pastor. I need all the strength I can get. I know this won't be easy, but I'm ready to face the truth, for Collins, for our marriage, and for myself.
You're doing the right thing, Diana. Let's pray together now, and ask for God's guidance and peace as you prepare to take this important step.
Diana, I'm done playing games. I need the money, and I need it now.
Tony, I don't have the kind of money you're asking for. Please, you have to stop this. You're tearing my life apart.
Stop? You really think I'm going to walk away empty-handed? I've been patient, Diana, but my patience has its limits. I need that money, and I need it fast.
I've told you, I can't just conjure up that much money. You're asking for the impossible. Please, Tony, think about what you're doing. This isn't just about money, this is my life, my marriage you're threatening.
You think I care about your marriage? You think I care about what you've built? All I care about is getting what's owed to me. You've had your chance to make this right, but you keep dragging your feet. Well, time's up. I need the money, and I need it in 3 days.
3 days? Tony, that's impossible. I can't get that kind of money in such a short time. Please, you have to give me more time, or reconsider what you're asking.
3 days, Diana. That's all you've got. If you don't come through, I go straight to Collins. I'll tell him everything, every single detail you've been hiding from him. The lies, the things you've buried so deep you hoped they'd never see the light of day.
Tony, please. You're asking me to do something I can't do. You're threatening to destroy everything I've worked so hard to build. Doesn't that mean anything to you? We were friends once. How can you do this to me?
Friends? That was a long time ago, Diana. Things change, people change. What I need now is survival, and you're the means to that end. It's simple, either you find a way to get me the money, or I destroy your life. It's your choice.
How can you be so cold, so ruthless? This isn't just about money, this is about destroying lives. How can you live with yourself, knowing the damage you're causing?
How I live with myself isn't your concern. My concern is getting what I want, and you're the one who has to deliver. 3 days, Diana. If you can't do it, then you deal with the consequences. I'll make sure Collins knows exactly who he's married to.
Please, Tony, don't do this. I'm begging you, there has to be another way.
3 days. That's all you get. I suggest you start figuring out how to make it happen.
And if I can't? If I can't find the money in time?
Then everything you've tried to hide comes crashing down around you. It's your call, Diana. I'll be waiting. Evening, Collins. Diana. I figured it was about time I paid you both a little visit.
Tony, this is a bit of a surprise. What brings you here tonight?
Oh, I'm sure you have some idea. I've got a story to tell, one that's been a long time coming. You see, Diana here hasn't been completely honest with you, Collins. There's something you need to know about your dear wife, something she's been hiding from you all these years.
Tony, what do you think you are doing?
It's about her past, Collins. Things she never wanted you to know. Things that could change everything you think you know about her. Let's just say, your perfect little marriage is built on a foundation of lies.
Go on, Tony. Tell me what you think I don't know.
Well, it turns out Diana wasn't always the devoted wife you think she is. Before she met you, she had quite a history, one that involves me. We were more than just friends, Collins. And when things got complicated, she made some choices that led to secrets, lies, and consequences.
Consequences like the ones you've been using to blackmail her, Tony? The ones you've been holding over her head, threatening to ruin her life if she didn't pay up?
What? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that I already know everything. Diana told me everything. Diana? Pastor? What's going on?
Collins, there's something I need to tell you. Something I should have told you a long time ago, but I was too afraid. I can't keep this from you anymore. You deserve to know the truth.
What are you talking about, Diana? What truth?
Collins. It's something from her past, something she's been too afraid to share with you. But she knows now that the truth must come out, no matter how painful it might be.
Collins, before I met you, before I became a believer, my life it was a mess. I was with someone, Tony. He was my boyfriend, and I thought he was going to marry me. But he deceived me, Collins. He led me into sin, and I was too blind to see it.
Tony? The Tony we met at the mall? What do you mean, he deceived you?
Yes, that Tony. He promised me the world, and I believed him. We committed fornication, Collins. I thought it was love, but it wasn't. It was all a lie. And then I got pregnant. More than once.
Pregnant? Diana, I don't understand. What happened?
I was scared, Collins. I didn't know what to do. Tony convinced me to get abortions. I was so lost, so desperate to hold on to him, I did what he asked. But something went wrong, there were complications, and I lost my womb, Collins. I can never have children because of what I did. Tony left me after that, abandoned me, and married someone else in another city. I never saw him again until now.
You lost your womb, and you never told me? All this time, you've kept this from me?
I was ashamed, Collins. Ashamed of who I was, of what I did. I didn't want you to see me that way. I didn't want to lose you. So I buried it, pretended it never happened, but it's been eating away at me. And now Tony's back, blackmailing me, threatening to destroy everything.
Blackmailing you? Tony is blackmailing you? Why didn't you tell me about this sooner, Diana? Why did you let him manipulate you like this?
I was terrified, Collins. When Tony reappeared, all those old fears came rushing back. He threatened to tell you everything, to destroy our marriage if I didn't give him money. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't bear the thought of losing you, so I tried to handle it on my own. But it's only made things worse. I'm so sorry, Collins. I should have told you from the start.
You've been paying him? Letting him extort you, all because of this secret? Diana, how could you not trust me with this? How could you keep this from me, let this man control our lives?
I know, Collins, I know I was wrong. I was weak, and I was scared. I didn't want you to hate me, to see me differently. But I see now that hiding the truth has only brought us more pain. I love you so much, and I can't live with these lies anymore. Please, forgive me. Help me make this right.
Collins, I know this is a lot to take in. I can't imagine the pain you're feeling right now. But I want you to remember that Diana is not the same person she was back then. She has repented, turned her life around, and sought forgiveness from God. What happened in the past is terrible, yes, but it's in the past. You have the opportunity now to show grace, to forgive, and to help Diana heal from the wounds she's carried for so long.
I don't know if I can just forgive and forget, Pastor. This is huge. Everything I thought I knew about my wife, it feels like it's been ripped away.
Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, Collins. It means acknowledging the pain, the betrayal, and choosing to move forward together, despite it all. Diana came to you, confessed everything because she loves you and wants to make things right. This is an opportunity to rebuild, to create a marriage that's even stronger because it's built on truth and grace.
Collins, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I know I've hurt you more than I can ever make up for. But I love you, and I want to spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Please, please forgive me. Don't let this destroy us.
Diana. I need time. I don't know how to process this right now. But I need to think, to pray. This isn't something I can just decide in a moment.
Take all the time you need, Collins. We'll be here, praying for you, for your marriage, for healing. This is a difficult path, but with God's help, you can find a way through it.
Thank you, Pastor.
She told you? Everything?
Everything. The past you're trying to use against her? I've known about it for days. The blackmail? That too. I know you've been trying to extort money from my wife, using her past to manipulate her. But you see, Tony, there's nothing you can hold over us now. She told me about her past, the mistakes she made, and the regrets she's carried with her all these years. And I know you were the one who pushed Diana into all of it. You've done enough damage already. And DOP, you know what she did? She apologized, and she asked for my forgiveness. She faced the truth, Tony, and because of that, we've been able to start healing together. You've lost your leverage.
You think you've won, Collins? You think just because you know the truth, everything's going to be fine? People don't just forget things like this. Secrets like this destroy lives.
Secrets only destroy lives when they're kept hidden. We've brought everything into the light. There's nothing left for you to use against us, Tony. You came here thinking you could tear us apart, but all you've done is show me how strong my wife truly is. She faced her fears and came clean, and that's something you'll never understand.
This isn't over, Collins. You can't just erase the past like it never happened.
No one's trying to erase the past, Tony. We're confronting it, owning it, and moving forward. You've done enough damage already, but you won't get another chance. I suggest you leave before you make things worse for yourself.
You think you're so righteous, so untouchable. But mark my words, Collins, the past has a way of catching up with everyone.
Maybe, Tony. But we're not running from it anymore. Now, leave.
This isn't over.
It is, Tony. It's over.
Collins, I've been thinking. I know you said you've forgiven me, but I can't help but feel like maybe you're just saying that to make me feel better. I'm scared, Collins. I'm scared that deep down, you might still be hurt, that you might not really be able to forgive me for everything I've done.
Diana, look at me. I want you to hear this clearly. Yes, I was hurt, and yes, it took me time to process everything. But I have truly forgiven you. My forgiveness isn't just words, it's a choice I've made, and it's a commitment I'm standing by.
But how can you be so sure? How can you just let go of everything I did, everything I hid from you? I don't want to keep doubting your love, but it's hard to believe that something so big can just be forgiven.
Diana, forgiveness doesn't mean I've forgotten what happened. It doesn't mean that there aren't scars. But it does mean that I've chosen to let go of the anger, the resentment. I've chosen to move forward with you, because I love you, and because our marriage is worth fighting for. We've been through a lot, but we're still here, together. That's what matters.
And you're not holding anything back? You're not just saying this to keep the peace?
No, Diana. I'm not holding anything back. I meant it when I said I've forgiven you. But this has to be a turning point for us. We can't go back to hiding things from each other. We have to be completely honest, no matter how difficult it might be. That's the only way we'll heal and grow stronger together.
I don't want to keep secrets anymore, Collins. I don't want there to be anything between us ever again. I just want us to be whole. I want to rebuild what we've lost, together.
We will, Diana. We'll take it one day at a time, one step at a time. The most important thing is that we're committed to each other and to the truth. We can't change the past, but we can choose how we move forward. And I choose us. I choose to love you, to trust you, and to build a future together.
Thank you, Collins. Thank you for forgiving me, for choosing to stay, for giving us a second chance. I promise, I won't take that for granted. Together. That's all I've ever wanted.
And I promise to always be here for you, Diana. No more secrets, no more lies. Just us, facing whatever comes our way, together.